Let's dive into trigger point ball work for your mid-back, that thoracic region. So I love using the yoga tune-up balls because you can have two that are in a bag or you can take one out. I also love them because they are the perfect density for doing body work on yourself. So it's not too hard like a lacrosse ball can be. It's also not too soft like a tennis ball. So one thing that you can use is you can utilize them in the bag. So you have your spine that's going to go right along the middle of the balls here. So I'm going to place it against my back where my spine is in the middle there. And the balls are going right along my paraspinals. And what I can do and why I like the wall more is I can change that pressure. So if I come out, if I go closer, it's going to change that pressure into my back. So I'm going to be pressing into the wall, into those balls. And what I can also do is I can flex forward and I can get a little bit different of pressure. I can rotate a little bit. I can lean forward and I can kind of like wiggle it out and get into those muscles a little bit more. Now, when my feet are farther away from the wall, I'm actually able to put more pressure in. When they're closer to the wall, there's not as much pressure. Now, beyond just having them in the bag, we can take them out and use one at a time, and especially get into the shoulder regions and those upper areas, or just get one side part of our back. So I'm going to come in, place the ball. It's going to be on my paraspinal, which is the muscles that run right along the spine. And I'm going to same thing. I'm going to lean in, and now I can use my arms. The higher up I am, I'm able to use my arms to change that pressure into the ball. So now I'm going to use my arms. I can reach and lean away and then just roll out. I can also, as opposed to doing movement, just press into that ball, and I can do circles in that area. And then I can also go a little bit farther down into that thoracic spine and find a spot that might be more triggering for me and just pinpoint it. So as opposed to having the two balls on either side and having that pressure equal, I can have one ball and I can lean in and more focus on that region. Again, I can press in, I can wiggle around, and I can use my arms. So those are just a couple ways to work on those muscles of the mid-back. And that mid-back thoracic spine actually goes from the base of your neck down to where your ribs end. So that's that thoracic spine, and there's a lot of discomforts that can happen there during pregnancy. Couple reasons why is that a lot of times as we are getting more and more pregnant, our bump is growing, our core is getting a little bit weaker, we're hunching over a little bit more even though we're not meaning to. It's just hard to have good posture. Another reason is that as we get more curvature here in our low back, a lot of times we find ourselves starting to round more here to accommodate the curve from the low back. So it's not uncommon to have thoracic spine discomfort and muscles around there that are tight, but we can use yoga tune-up balls to use trigger point ball work to work out those muscles.